Welcome to this video on web servers, how they work, what's inside, and why your browser needs them. Web servers are a crucial part of the modern internet infrastructure. Behind every website and page you load is a server doing the actual work. It's arguably the most invisible piece of the modern internet. So, what exactly is a web server? It's a computer program, and the machine running it, that listens for HTTP requests and sends back web pages, images, and data. The basic interaction is between one user using a browser and one server, which is a machine connected to the internet running web server software. Step 1 begins when you type a URL, like https://example.com, into your browser and press enter. Next, the browser needs to find the server, so it asks DNS, the internet's phone book, "Where is example.com?" ? Step 3. DNS responds with the IP address, like 93.184.216.34. This is the actual network location of the server on the internet. Step 4 is establishing a secure connection to the server using TCP and TLS on port 443. This is often referred to as the handshake. Step 5. The browser sends an HTTP GET request to the server, asking for the resource. Step 6. The server is listening on port 443, accepts the connection, and reads the request. Once the server receives the request, it needs to determine if the request is for a static file or dynamic application code. If it's a static request, like for an index, HTML file, the server reads the file from disk and sends the raw bytes back to the browser. If it's a dynamic request, the server runs application code in languages like PHP, Node, JS, Python, or Ruby. This dynamic content is built fresh on every request. The application code queries a database using an SQL query to retrieve or modify data before generating the response. Finally, in Step 7, the server sends the HTTP response back to the browser. This response includes the status, headers, and the requested content, like HTML. Now that we know the overall flow, let's look at the 5 main components inside a web server that handle that traffic, starting with the HTTP listener. The HTTP listener is the program that constantly monitors a specific port, often port 443 for HTTPS. It accepts and manages all new TCP connections from clients. Next is the request parser. It takes the raw stream of bytes from the network connection and translates it into a structured HTTP request, extracting the method, path, headers, and body. The router examines the path from the structured request and decides which application code or content handler should process that specific request. It links URLs to functions. Handlers perform the actual work of generating a response. They can be for static files, application code logic, or acting as a proxy to forward requests to other servers. Finally, the access log records every request handled by the server, including IP address, path, status, and response time. This is vital for monitoring and debugging. To summarize, these 5 components work sequentially on every request: listener, parser, router, handler, and logger. Let's dive deeper into a core concept: the difference between static and dynamic content. Static content is the same for every visitor and doesn't change based on who is asking. It includes files like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and images. Dynamic content is personalized and built per request. It often requires application code to query a database before generating the final, unique response, like a user's feed or dashboard. Static content is fast, read directly from disk, and easy to cache. Dynamic content is slower, built by application code, often requires a database, and is specific to each visitor. Now let's look at some of the real-world software that runs the internet. The Apache HTTP server is a battle-tested veteran, released in 1995. It's module-based and runs approximately 30% of all websites globally. NGINX is another popular server, known for being event-driven, asynchronous, and extremely fast. It often acts as a reverse proxy in front of slower application servers. Microsoft Internet Information Services, or IIS, is built into Windows Server. It is tightly integrated with the Microsoft.NET Stack and Active Directory. Caddy is a modern web server written in Go. It is known for automatically setting up HTTPS out of the box, with 0 configuration required for secure connections. Beyond traditional web servers, application servers like Node, JS with Express, Python with Gunicorn, and Ruby with Puma run your dynamic code. They often sit behind a reverse proxy, like NGINX, for speed and security. This next section, number 5, is about scaling up. We'll explore how modern infrastructure handles increasing demand and traffic. In a low-traffic setup, a single web server handles all requests. If usage is low, like only 100 users, the server remains healthy with low CPU usage. As traffic grows, perhaps to 10,000 users, the single server becomes strained. The CPU usage spikes and performance degrades. If the single server becomes overloaded, it fails to respond to requests, and users encounter a "503 service unavailable" error. The solution to overloading is adding a load balancer. This is a new device or software that sits in front of your servers to manage and distribute incoming traffic. The load balancer distributes traffic across a pool of identical web servers. The workload spreads, keeping each server healthy and operating efficiently. For static files, a content delivery network, or CDN, is used to cache content closer to the user. This reduces latency and ensures the origin server rarely sees requests for static assets. We now move to the final section, number 6, to explore the big picture of modern web servers and their role in the internet. Think of a web server like a restaurant kitchen. It is always running and ready to serve, symbolizing that your application is continuously operational and prepared for requests. When a customer places an order, it's like the browser sending an HTTP request. This ticket is passed to the kitchen, or web server, for preparation. The prepared dish, represented by the HTML or other data, is then sent back to the browser. The response is the final meal, served hot and ready for the customer. One key benefit of web servers is that they are always on. Your application is ready for the next request 24/7, whether it's 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. Another benefit is concurrency. Modern web servers can handle thousands of clients simultaneously, processing 10,000 or more requests at once.